Esta revolución es pacífica.
¡Aquí alguien manda Chávez!
Offside.
¡Vete, Chávez, por favor de Dios!
Pero armada. Que nadie se equivoque al respecto.
Early in the morning of February 4th, 1992, Venezuelan people woke up frightened by a bloody assault to the government palace in an attempt to remove President Carlos Andrés Pérez from office. The unsuccessful coup d'etat that caused dozens of deaths and hundreds of wounded is led by an unknown Lieutenant Colonel, Hugo Chavez Frías.
Nosotros acá en Caracas no logramos controlar el poder. Ustedes lo hicieron muy bien por allá, pero ya es tiempo de evitar más derramamiento de sangre y yo, ante el país y ante ustedes, asumo la responsabilidad de este movimiento militar bolivariano.
After 2 years imprisoned, Rafael Caldera, president of Venezuela at that moment, releases Lieutenant Colonel Hugo Chavez, another insurrectionist of the coup of February 4th, 1992. Once free, Chavez travels through the country transmitting a passionate speech against the current political system. Cleverly, in 1996, Luis Miquilena, a political veteran, convinces Chavez to participate in the democratic system following its rules. That way, both Chavez and Miquilena founded the political party Movimiento Quinta República, Movement of the Fifth Republic, in 1996 to compete in the presidential elections of 1998. The former Miss Universe, Irene Sáez, a successful mayoress of a small district of Caracas called Chacao, leads the polls of these elections, mainly because of the debilitation of the traditional political parties. During his political campaign, Chavez criticizes the traditional political parties and denounces their practices of corruption and the incapability of the representative democracy to solve the essential problems of the majority. His military image strengthens the expectations of the Venezuelans that want a strong man that would be capable of making radical changes.
Tenemos un 58% de población para ese momento que quería un cambio radical del país, al punto que había incluso un 26% que aceptaba violencia si era necesario para lograr esos cambios.
En el año 98 la pobreza en Venezuela estaba por el orden del 55-56% de pobreza. Eso es más o menos el nivel de lo que podríamos llamar la pobreza estructural en Venezuela.
Es decir, nosotros habíamos perdido entre el año 83 y el año 98, prácticamente durante 15 años, vivimos un estancamiento del ingreso promedio de los venezolanos.
Todo esto creó un ambiente político y social que condujo a que los venezolanos escogieran la opción que parecía significar el rechazo global de la élite política que nos había gobernado durante medio siglo y su sustitución por alguien que parecía remediar todos los desafueros y los errores.
The panorama was settled for a new political figure. During the last 40 years of democratic regimes, vast infrastructure work was built. The illiteracy rate decreased significantly. Education reached the majorities, and many plans for developing the industrial sector were activated. Nonetheless, structural problems such as social injustices and the inequality of wealth among Venezuelans were not taken care of properly.
Sin los medios de comunicación, sin el apoyo de los medios de comunicación, sin la promoción que le dieron los medios de comunicación a Chávez, difícilmente a Chávez lo hubiera conocido el país. Lo conocieron gracias a ese espaldarazo que le dieron los medios.
During the presidential elections of December 6th, Hugo Chavez obtains the support of vast popular sector of the country, and even of the middle class, and some of the Venezuelan elites that want a change in the ruling of the country. That same night of December 6th, the elected president, excited by the presence of a huge crowd of people, calls for the unity of all Venezuelans.
Solo la unión podrá abrirnos el camino de la salvación de Venezuela. Yo los necesito a todos unidos y a eso llamo, a la unión de todos los venezolanos.
On February 2nd, 1999, Hugo Chavez begins to manage the country. He is the 9th elected president to rule Venezuela within the legal framework of the democratic system that prevails since 1958. The new president surprises Venezuelans with an offensive speech against the constitution that once allowed him to be a presidential candidate, despite the fact of having led a coup d'etat in 1992.
Juro delante de mi pueblo que sobre esta moribunda constitución haré cumplir.
Venezuelan people regain hopes. The expectations created by Chavez's promises are real and felt on the streets.
Porque estaba cansado de la rutina de los mismos gobiernos.
Bueno, cansado de tanta injusticia social.
Es un voto de censura por todo el desastre que ha hecho la democracia.
According to the institutional tradition, the international community attends to the formal ceremonies. The presence of Fidel Castro next to Hugo Chavez draws the attention of many.
Yo a ustedes les pertenezco, pueblo hermoso de Venezuela, porque amor con amor se paga. Y yo no tengo
During the first year of the presidential mandate, Hugo Chavez's main electoral proposal is developed and a favorable political environment is settled to install a National Constituent Assembly, not included in the Venezuelan Constitution. Hugo Chavez defends this political project and discredits the ones that claim the enforcement of the law.
Que aquello era violar la Constitución Nacional en su artículo tal y en el alcance tal y en la enmienda tal y no sé cuál otra ley. Todo un leguleyerismo cuando no es tiempo de legullerismo, es tiempo de historia y es tiempo de grandes decisiones políticas.
Due to his popularity, Chavez gets the Supreme Court of Justice to approve a referendum that allows Venezuelans to vote for the creation of the Constituent Assembly. Simultaneously, the president announces the plan Bolivar 2000 to carry out social work in the whole country. Exclusively Venezuelan soldiers would handle this plan. Likewise, Chavez surprises Venezuelans when he designates retired and serving military officers to run many public administration posts, and this leads some people to perceive all these military men as an unofficial political party.
Hugo Chávez se prohíbe a sí mismo que haya niños de la calle en Venezuela. Me lo prohíbo. No puede haber niños de la calle en Venezuela.
The president, trying to convince the Venezuelan people that he is afflicted by the social injustices, takes advantage of the worrying situation of the Venezuelan homeless children and promises to solve the problem. Regarding the institutional order, Chavez announces his intention of making deep changes to PDVSA, the oil industry of the country, nationalized in 1976 and also the main source of the national wealth. The president criticizes it aggressively, claiming that it has become a state within the Venezuelan state.
Estoy revisando hasta el último detalle de los negocios del petróleo.
On April, Venezuelans vote mostly in favor of the presidential's proposal to call for a constituent assembly as soon